Community connections, CKMS. Local sounds, thoughts, passions, and success. Celebrate local, your neighbor's got a story to tell. Community connections, CKMS.
Happy Friday, Waterloo Region. This is CKMS Community Connections for the 28th of February, 2025. The Irish Real Life Festival is coming up. We've got Sue Nally in the studio to talk to us about that, as well as Michael Darcy, who's here to play a few tunes. Michael, hit it.
Oh, this city life might treat you fine with all its bustling charm. But I'll sing now of another place that might take you by the arm. A shelter from the storm when you're in need of some repair. 'Neath Atlantic skies, that's where she lies, oh my wild West Clare. They can strip the soul of Roisin's land, but still the core remains. Our wildflowers dancing freely down those winding country lanes. And the old proud dry stone walls slowly built with care. 'Tis long they've stood the test of time back in wild West Clare. After playing those junior football games, be it to win or lose, we'd gather round for just the one, but end up on a booze. Like village ghosts I see us still, my mind takes me back there. I toast you now, Kilmel, far away from wild West Clare. One day, when I'm old and grey, a wayward son no more, full of cherished memories, walking up to that front door. And when the hour has come to mark the end of the affair, oh, just lay me gently down to rest in my wild West Clare.
That's Michael Darcy, live, on air, in studio performance. Thank you, Michael.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Also have in the studio with me Sue Nally from the Irish Real Life Festival.
Hi.
Tell me about the Irish Real Life Festival. It's been on for a few years, hasn't it?
Yeah, we're actually coming into our 10th anniversary. So it's our 10th year. We've been around putting on music and film and theater and trying to showcase the beautiful breadth of Irish culture in the Waterloo region and give people an opportunity to do something a little more, a little more beyond the pub scene, let's say. Yeah, we've been putting this on for a long time, and we're really excited for this program that we have coming up this year.
You mentioned the pub scene. Mm-hmm. Waterloo region is very rich in Irish-style pubs.
Yeah.
So why is there a need for a festival?
Well, it's more that people don't know much about the cultural offerings. So the amazing literature. We have so many great authors, right, that are known around the world. Yeats and Wilde and Brendan Behan and people like that. We have amazing music. Michael Darcy just showcased some of that. Everybody from, Hosea U2, to the Chieftains and the Wolf Tones and incredible rich music history. There's a lot of great film out there. And a lot of great, even cuisine. People don't know much about Irish cuisine. So we just felt like it was time to to give people an opportunity, right? A chance to learn something about the culture and experience it.
You said Irish cuisine. What would be Irish cuisine? I wouldn't have any idea. Turnips, maybe?
Yeah, there's a lot of turnips. But salmon and lamb are
Bacon
really
and cabbage.
good. Bacon and
That's a good one.
cabbage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, can't beat
Staple.
that. Bit of coddle. Potatoes. My husband's from Donegal, so big on the potatoes there.
Oh, yeah.
The cuisine is great, and people are doing a lot of really interesting things with cuisine in Ireland right now. So.
Okay. And how does that fit into the festival? Do you put on cooking shows? Do you put on, I don't know, all you can eat Irish festival? I don't know. Tell me about it.
Yeah, totally. Well, every year we have a dinner. And they've often been a dinner where we give a portion of the proceeds to some local charity. This year we're doing a dinner down at the Boathouse. Matt Windinger will be playing some of his Van Morrison set. He does an amazing Van Morrison show. So he will be playing there as well. And we let the chefs just have fun with it. We've done it at the Bower Kitchen, at the Rich Uncle Tavern, and the head chef at both of those places at the time was from Dublin. So he did his own take on a sort of a contemporary Irish fusion meal.
Okay. Has it changed significantly, the Irish cuisine available in Canada from what was available originally?
I wouldn't say there's much available here. I don't know. There's a few places in Toronto that you might be able to get a good Irish breakfast, but as far as I know.
Yeah, a friend of mine set up that Brennan's Irish Food Products, where he tries to incorporate like proper Irish rashers, we call them, bacon and black pudding and white pudding. So that they're more available now in Irish pubs in Toronto anyway, which would be the staple of the Irish breakfast, for example.
But not common around here. All those Irish pubs aren't serving Irish food.
They're serving versions of it, let's say. They're trying.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
So it's definitely worthwhile coming out to the festival.
Yeah.
What sort of venues do you have for that?
So we do a lot at the Registry Theatre. They've been great partners from day one. They're really into engaging and building community. So we have a lot of our music shows there. We do theatre there. We've done film. And this year we have some stand-up comedians as well.
Oh, okay. The Registry, you mentioned the Boathouse.
Yeah, the Boathouse, Conrad Centre, we're doing Kaylee there. The Pavilion, we're doing another Kaylee there. KW Art Gallery, we're doing some art classes. So we try to have something just all around the city, make it a little bit more accessible to people in different areas.
Sounds like a lot of planning went into that.
Oh, yeah.
So you've been doing this for 10 years. Does it come easier year after year, or are you expanding and making it more difficult for yourself?
It's really hard to encapsulate a culture in a few days, especially when it's one as prolific as Irish culture. Like the Irish film industry is just putting out amazing films. You could have, there's a lot of Irish film festivals around the world that are huge. We could do just that. Like it's hard to. Yeah, it does get hard to cut out one thing. We're like, there's so much that would appeal to
Tugs at the heart when you
different
have to
people.
leave things out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. So give me an example. What didn't fit into the program this year?
Well, this year we're focusing on joy. The world is a challenging place right now. The Irish history has some dark moments, and oftentimes we approach some of those through film or through a speaker evening. But this year we wanted to, we just really wanted to celebrate, because joy is also a way to show that, you've gotten through these dark times. So we have a lot of music there. It's something that's kept Irish people going for generations. So we, that's going to be our focus. So any of the heavier topics, we didn't really.
Not this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a forum for that? If somebody wants to discuss Irish history, some of the troubles that Ireland has had, not at this festival, obviously, but does the Irish community offer some sort of history program, or?
Well, we're trying to build that. So we've been starting to have regular meetups at various places, because we've found people will find us and they'll say, I'm just new here. I'm from Ireland, and I want to, connect. I don't know anybody in town. This would be a good place to start. So we have people coming there who are new to the region, but then we also have people coming out who just want to meet and chat and learn more. So that's slowly building, and it's been really nice to see that.
So as much for the Irish diaspora as it is for people here wanting to learn Irish culture.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, or just hang out and have a chat, really.
Exactly. And of course the music is wonderful.
It's the best. A little biased.
So Michael, you sound Irish.
What gave it away? Yeah.
Are you a recent acquisition for Canada?
I came here in 2010, so 15 years ago now. Yeah, I'm from County Clare on the west coast of Ireland. I moved to Toronto, like most Irish people do, starting off. I lived there for about 10 or 11 years, and now I live in Paris, Ontario.
Okay.
Small town.
Oh, so you
not
travel the ways to get here?
only half an hour. Wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Traffic was good.
Yeah.
And you've obviously been keeping up the Irish culture here in Canada, in Ontario, and in Waterloo region.
Yeah. So I mean, I've been playing music all my life, really, and I playing music professionally for probably over 20 years. So I was doing it back home for about 6 or 7 years, and then I kind of just got straight into the deep end when I arrived here. I brought my guitar over, and I kind of started gigging in pubs and stuff like that, and it kind of grew from there. And then I started recording and touring, and I kind of have a band with me now. So it's kind of slowly but surely, over years and years, we're getting there.
And
somewhere.
it's your main gig. This isn't a sideline.
No, this is my full-time job. Yeah, so
All right.
it can be a bit of a hustle at times, but it's a bit of fun as well.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
It's there's a whole business side to being a musician, isn't there?
There is, like when you release a tour poster or something like that, and you've all the dates. It looks lovely, but there's months of planning. Like as you would know, planning the festival. There's a lot of planning going into it, and a lot of the time you're sending out emails to venues or wherever, and you might get 5% of them will maybe even reply. So it's a lot of you have to take it on the chin and just keep moving.
Right.
Keep moving on,
It's a hustle.
Yeah, it is, but it's a bit of fun as well. It's not all doom and gloom.
So Sue, how did you come across that, Michael?
Oh, somebody had seen Michael perform, one of our committee members, and said, "Oh, this guy's great. You got to see him." So we had him. You performed last year.
Yeah.
And it was a great night. Really, really great night. And then we subsequently found out that my husband's cousin and Michael are good friends from back in Clare. So, whenever anybody says, "Oh, would you know so-and-so, they live in Ireland?" I'm like, "No, we don't." But then you kind of do.
Yeah, it really is a small country. Yeah.
How does it compare to Canada or Ontario? How big is Ireland?
Population's about, it's still growing. Probably over 5 million now at this stage.
Okay.
I think I heard it could fit in Lake Ontario or
size-wise, it's probably Ontario's bigger, I think. Yeah. So it's very small. You can get from one side of the country to the other now in 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's about the size of Lake Ontario then.
Yeah. It's not that big. Yeah.
3-4 hours to get from one end to the other.
Yeah.
Okay, and squeeze 5 million people in there.
Or maybe more. Yeah, I'm not sure now. I remember it was 3.5 when I was growing up, but it's definitely growing. So maybe 6 now. I'm not sure.
Did you have to audition for Sue when you came out for the Irish festival in the first place?
No, it was a friend of hers, as she said, saw me play in a pub in Kitchener here. What was it? The Falls Road pub.
Okay,
yeah. Lovely little cozy little bar, and they were from. Her husband was from Tipperary, and I can't remember where.
She's from Kerry.
Yeah, that was it, Kerry. Yeah, and I just got on great with them, and they were very nice,
Okay.
and that was the connection, really. And then we didn't know, like as Sue said, her husband's cousin. Stayed at my apartment in Toronto back in the day, and I remember him saying, "Oh, I got to go out to Kitchener to meet my cousin." And then, 10 years later, we made the connection. It's like, Jesus, we know the same person. So it really was funny, yeah.
What did you play the first year? Has your repertoire progressed over the years?
Yeah, when I first got here, I wasn't really writing many songs. I was kind of just playing the standards and the classics that people request, but I'm kind of trying to go away from that a small bit, and because there's thousands of Irish songs, but people always request the same 4 or 5.
Of course.
And I'm sick to death of singing them. I don't want to even hear them. So I try and stay away from those, because there's so many songs. It's like a treasure hunt, going digging for old songs. It's a lot of fun. And then I've been writing and recording my own as well. So that's what I try and do for these kind of theatre shows. You know, give people a different perspective, I suppose, instead of the usual stuff.
Didn't recognize what you played at the start. What was that?
That was a song I wrote. So that I said I'd play that at the start because I'm from County Clare. So that was a song I wrote called Wild West Clare.
Okay.
I wrote that during the pandemic. Yeah, so that's going to be on a new album that I'm currently working on. Should be out in the next few months, hopefully.
Okay. Anything else off that album that you've got set up for us today?
Yeah, loads of stuff. Whatever you want. Yeah, I can
fire something.
I can lash one out. Here, this is a song that'll be on the album. It's not one I wrote, but it's a song called the Mickey Dam. And the story behind it is that they were building a dam in a town called Mulgai, which is about 25 minutes north of Glasgow, in the late 1800s. And, you know, there were so many Irish lads working on the job site, Paddy's and Micks and whatnot, that the locals called the job site the Mickey Dam. So that's the story of the Mickey Dam. I'll give you a few verses anyway. I'm an honest Irish labourer, I come from the County Clare. And once I had a little farm and nothing much to spare. But I had to sell my donkey and my little billy goat. And with the money that I received to Glasgow took the boat. In the morning when I landed there, before my hair got dry, I started on the Mickey Dam in a place that they call Mulgai. And the ganger who looked over us, they call him John the Mouse. And the very next day that I started there, to me he made a grouse. But I quickly did surprise him. I said, you little rat, I'll tie a string all around your neck, I'll toss you to the cat. I am as strong as any lion, I was reared on eggs and ham. I'm a terror to all fighting men around the Mickey Dam, yeah. Well, that rose the mouse's temper, and to me he made to jump, and he swore he'd paralyze me with the handle of a pump. But I quickly did surprise him, I grabbed him by the throat. I shook that ugly monkey till the tail fell off his coat. I am as strong as any lion, I was reared on eggs and ham. I'm a terror to all fighting men around the Mickey Dam, yeah. Those big hotels they're stopping in, they call them navvy huts. Sure, the bugs and the fleas that are in all the beds, they're as big as coconuts. But on Saturday night when I get there, I stand behind the door, and as they come out one by one, I bash them to the floor. I am as strong as any lion, I was reared on eggs and ham. I'm a terror to all fighting men around the Mickey Dam. I am as strong as any lion, I was reared on eggs and ham. I'm a terror to all fighting men around the Mickey Dam. Something like that anyway.
Michael Darcy, live in the CKMS FM studio.
Nice.
Good song.
Thank you, yeah.
Is that one of those songs that has as many verses as people can make up?
No, I think that was the bones of it there now. I didn't leave any out, but it's one of those songs that hasn't been done that many times. I think it's a great song, and it's just one of those that I enjoy playing, and it's great to hear, because most people haven't heard it as well.
That's right,
So,
I certainly haven't.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind playing the classics as well, but when you're doing it for 20 years, it's like you just get blue in the face from singing the Fields of Athenry, you know? Yeah, it loses its meaning then as well.
Exactly.
So I like digging those old songs, yeah.
So how do you go about picking music, the musical acts, the different things that you want to present on the Irish Festival?
So, we always like to honor the traditional, right, where it comes from. And definitely, those songs that everybody knows and loves and that they'll always request. We do love that. But really trying to showcase that art, like culture evolves. There's a lot of contemporary music, and I'm glad Michael mentioned his original music because that's Irish music, right? As much as anything else. And for instance, I'm a big fan of Kneecap, and a very very contemporary group, and people don't necessarily equate that right to the culture in ways that I would hope they would. So we try to balance out that traditional and that contemporary a lot, and also show that fusion of how the music has changed. So I was recently at the Celtic Colours Festival out in Cape Breton, and you see how the Irish tradition has mixed with other cultures or other local, like, let's say Mi'kmaq, Morgan Tony, phenomenal fiddler. And you could see that tradition in what he does, but then he's added it to who he is, right? And his own Mi'kmaq musical traditions. So we like to kind of showcase that it's not a monolith. It's a very broad, beautifully evolving thing.
Right. And he's playing this festival?
No, but he did play last year,
okay.
and he was fantastic. Yeah.
I think we forgot to mention when the festival is actually taking place.
Yeah, that might be good to know.
People might want to know that.
That's the Irish thing, isn't it?
Right, sure, come on out.
Details. Yeah.
So March 8th, we're opening up, and we're going to be at City Hall for that. We usually have some dancers and some music and just have a bit of a hurrah. And then it goes all the way to the 17th.
Okay, so it's almost 10 days of continuous Irish music and food and culture.
Yeah. There's a little bit, lots of family events too. We do a kids' ceilidh, we do some films for the kids, we do a lot of crafts and let them sort of explore Celtic culture as well. Yeah.
You keep saying this word ceilidh. And I remember a TV show on CBC, I think, I don't know, in the 1970s perhaps, called ceilidh. So tell me what is a ceilidh and
right.
what do you do there?
Yeah, sometimes I use that and I forget people don't know what I'm talking about, unless you're from the East Coast. And I think that show was from the East Coast. Was it Kitchen Ceilidh? Is that what it was called? Something like that?
I thought it was just ceilidh, and it was very likely from the East Coast.
Yeah.
That would make sense, yeah.
And that was ceilidh with a DH. So that's the Scottish,
exactly.
the Scottish version. So ceilidh is basically a group dance. It's a folk dance. Irish and Scots have similar traditions that way. You have a collar, and this is also the origins of square dancing. So it's very similar where you have a live band, somebody will call out the steps and basically tell you which way to go. Go left, go right. You swing this person, you go over there. They say it in a nice way. It's very fun. You don't have to know what you're doing. It's for all ages and abilities and experience. And here they're very, very casual and fun. But there's a whole variety of ways you can ceilidh. Like I know in certain places in Ireland, it's a little more. There's very set dances, and you kind of need to know what you.
Yeah, I did that growing up actually.
Did
Set
you?
dancing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Similar idea. Similar steps.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of following the instructions of the caller.
Yeah.
And having some fun while you're doing it.
Yeah. And they all relate to like there's different historical names for them, like if they have to do with a certain place, like the Walls of Limerick, or the Waves of Tory, the Siege of Venice. Yeah. And oftentimes you'll see, if you could watch it from above, you'll see that there's almost Celtic patterns as the dances weave in and out.
Oh, okay. Like the Celtic knots and like that, all woven in between each other and oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that particular perspective on an
they
Irish
don't
dance.
often film it from above that way, but yeah.
Very fascinating. So there's the dancing. Is there a chance to participate in that during the Irish Real Life Festival?
Yeah, very much. We have one on Saturday. We have a family one, or family / adapted. It's got a slower tempo. it's a little more sensory friendly. It's great if you've never tried it. Great for kids. So that's Saturday at 2:30 at the Conrad Center. But we also then have a Ceilidh on the 15th. That one usually sells out, and people just love it. They come out and they just wear running shoes, bring a water bottle because you're going to be jumping and lapping about all night. And you'll need it. You'll need the water.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you done that? Have you?
Oh, yeah.
You've danced?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Michael?
yeah.
That's what they call set dancing back home. Sweat dancing.
Sweat
People just people bring change of shirts and stuff and all that. Yeah, they get really into it. It's a full-on exercise, really. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a way to keep warm
Yeah.
over there.
Right.
That's it. Yeah.
What sort of music goes with a Ceilidh?
Yeah, so Ceilidh band music is quite specific, actually.
The
So-
reels and jigs, I imagine.
Yeah, all reels and jigs.
Yeah.
And they very much are sort of communicating with the caller, right? Because the caller is watching the dancers, and you don't want anybody collapsing. So, I mean, you could Ceilidh forever, but the band will follow the lead of the, they'll work together to decide kind of how long the dance is going to go. But it's all rigs and jills, and it's they'll speed up or slow down the tempo depending on the group and
The
things
age.
like that. And the age, the end of the night. Yeah.
Speaking of age, does the Irish diaspora tend towards one particular age group? Or is there a nice spectrum of all ages that participate in this?
Oh, I'd say all ages.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I know there's a few dances in Toronto, Ceilidh dances, and a lot of younger Canadian people are getting into it.
Oh, that's
'Cause I
awesome.
suppose it's something different, completely different to what
Yeah.
they'd ever, grew up with or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's square dancing, which you say derives from the Ceilidh. And,
Yeah.
I've done a square dance. I wasn't very good at it, but it was fun.
Yeah.
And I can see that getting back to the roots of the dance
Yeah.
would be interesting.
Yeah. Well, and it's great because you don't need to go with anybody. It's not, if you want to go have a bit of fun and, you could just show up and.
It's not a partner's dance then.
No, you don't know. We have lots of people just show up and you basically dance with whoever's around. Oftentimes you're going around a circle or you're switching
Multiple different
back and
people, isn't it?
forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have had lots of people, meet and become married or, all kinds of relationships have happened out of
Divorced?
Well, I didn't want to go there. Yeah, lots of good stories come out of Ceilidh's.
Definitely a social event. Yeah. Are you playing Ceilidh's?
Some of my bandmates actually play a lot of Ceilidh's. My fiddle player and banjo player, they play in Toronto.
Okay.
I don't know if they play out in Kitchener. Maybe they have before. It's not. It wouldn't really be a rhythm guitar. It's mostly the traditional instruments.
Okay, guitar is not.
Well,
a
sometimes it
instrument.
would be, but it's usually like a fiddle, banjo, flute, concertina, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. But I grew up doing all the set dancing, so I'd be able to get around.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. It's been a few years now, but
How's your instrument repertoire? Do you play things other than the guitar?
well, I grew up playing the accordion.
Ah.
From a young age, like the age of 5. But all my neighbours along the road, we all grew up playing traditional music. But I got into the guitar then when I discovered a singer called Christy Moore, or 9 or 10. And then once I saw him, that was it. The poor accordion got put to the side, and I was thinking girls are going to react better to a guitar than an accordion as well. What accordion player pulls? I mean, come on. It's the guitar.
I think there's a whole accordion subculture out there that.
It's down there with the banjo and
Yes.
yeah. So I said I'll have more luck with the guitar, maybe,
Okay. So show me what you can do on the guitar to bring in the girls.
not a lot. Not a lot, but I can. I wouldn't be great on the old lead guitar, but a lot of finger picking and just strumming and backing the tunes is where I'd be more comfortable.
Is there an Irish style for guitar?
Yeah, for backing tunes, it would be the tuning you'd use. It would be called dadgad. So the standard tuning would be EAD-GBE is the name of the notes, but it would be DAD-GAD. So it just gives more of a drone. There's more notes repeat itself. And then you can go up and down the neck a bit more with dadgad. So usually, it's only in the last 20 years maybe, but dadgad is the number one tuning form to back tunes, more or less, yeah.
So I'm thinking that if you've tuned your guitar specifically for the Irish style of music, that makes it difficult to switch back and forth in a single set.
It does, yeah. So I stay in standard tuning because a lot of the songs I would write would suit standard better. But if I had two guitars, that's the better way. You don't want to be standing and tuning and the audience are looking at you like 10 minutes tuning a guitar. Like it's just they're sitting there going, what the hell? So
and you get to have another guitar.
yeah, if you have another guitar, that's the way to do it. I don't want to be standing there for 10 minutes tuning in front of people. Yeah.
I know there's musicians who say you're always one guitar short of what you really want.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing too. Yeah, and they're not cheap. So yeah. You want to get a good
And
one.
there's well, just thinking of that tuning and instrument specifics, like the Irish tenor banjo is different than the like a country and western banjo.
The 5-string banjo, yeah. It was 4 strings and the tenor, I suppose. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about different styles of banjos. I thought there was the banjo, and
There you
that was
Yeah.
about the size
The
of it.
bluegrass style would be the 5-string, kind of the rolling style, but the tenor would be you'd pluck the strings individually.
Okay.
That's kind of the
So
difference.
more of a melody on the banjo rather
Exactly.
than
It's all about melody
accompaniment?
instead
Oh,
of chords, which would be more like the bluegrass style. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. How much variety do we get in Irish music on the festival?
We have a fair bit. So a couple examples. We had an Irish rap night last year.
Irish rap.
Yeah. There's a rapper in Toronto. There was a guy here did the beats, and it was fun. We showed a short film about the rap scene in Ireland. There's some very interesting stuff where people are rapping over traditional tunes or rapping to barons or other rhythmic things like that. We had a night where we had a Sean Nose singer. So Sean Nose is an old Irish style of singing. And then we had a group called Joyful Joyful, who are an electronic duo. Okay. And they do a very unique type of music, but they're rooted in more of a Sean Nose thing, but then they have all these synthesizers. So they make very sort of very interesting contemporary, beautiful music with the Sean Nose over the synthesizers.
That's amazing. Yeah, I'd love to hear that.
It's so beautiful because you can hear the traditional roots of it, but you can see where they've brought it
Evolved
to.
it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we try to show a real breadth of it. Yeah.
Our radio station is sadly lacking in a lot of Irish music in our library, and I don't think we have any of the music that you've just described.
Oh, no.
So if you have the ear of the musicians and the bands that are coming in, tell them to contact us.
I will,
and then we'll get their music on the radio.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And anybody out there listening, if you've got music that you want to get on the radio, office at radiowaterloo.ca. Send us an email. Our music coordinator will get a hold of that and put your music on the air. So
Yeah.
when you've got the musicians on stage, they pretty much play their own sets. Is there a prescribed sort of set list that you would give to the musicians, or do you leave it entirely up to them?
No, I really like them to have the freedom to do what they want. I mean, this is an opportunity for us to showcase, like for us to, provide a space for them to showcase their talents,
Right.
and it's really important to us at the festival that we see that wider range of what culture is for people.
Right.
We don't. We absolutely don't have any say if we like what we hear, and we spend a lot of time. We go to Godrich to the Roots Festival there. We go to, like I said, the one in Cape Breton. You're listening all the time to there's amazing, interesting trad, like traditional music, like Lancome coming out. We're constantly just listening to it just to see what new exciting things are out there, and so bringing it here and giving people the license to, here's your stage, just show us what you want, and I think that's really important.
So over the 10 days of the festival, you've got something going on every day, multiple things going on in a single day?
Yeah, on the weekends it tends to get a little
Okay.
busy.
It
Yeah,
gets busy on the
yeah,
weekends.
yeah.
And you must have a map or a guide, a program that tells people where they can go, what they can do. It's online too?
Yeah, it's all online on the website at irishreallifekw.com. We'll also have a printed out brochure that people can bring that'll be at every event. And actually, before I forget, if anybody wants to learn any of these instruments, we do a Celtic music school.
Oh.
So people can come try Baron or we'll have Ed Koenig who's doing Irish banjo. We have a tin whistle teacher and
Moran is the upright drum,
the Baron. Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
and spells funny too.
So not if you're Irish. it's not
Bodhran,
fun.
it looks like,
yeah.
Sheepskin,
Yeah.
goatskin, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, getting some musical instruction in traditional instruments would be great. What we need, I think, is a regular Irish folk. Join where people just come on stage and play their music. I've been to some folk festivals where there is some Irish music being played, but I can see the focus being entirely on the single culture of music there. And the way you describe it, there's probably enough music to go around.
Oh gosh, yeah. Well, and speaking of that, we have a great open mic night coming
That's
that
right.
Michael's actually going to be hosting at the registry, so people can play something Irish or not.
Okay.
It's up to them.
When is
but
that happening?
Next Wednesday,
Yeah,
March 5th.
It's on Wednesday, March the 5th.
Yeah.
the registry.
I think it's a
Okay.
great opportunity because a lot of open mics happen in pubs, which is a great opportunity for younger people. But that has its challenges too, because you could be like dealing with drunk people or people not paying
Yeah.
attention. But if you're in a beautiful theatre like the Registry, where it's a listening room, the sound system's immaculate, it's an amazing like if I would kill for that opportunity when I was 18 or 19 in Ireland, So
Right.
any budding songwriter listening, come on out on March 5th. You
Right.
get to play in a beautiful theatre.
So this is outside of the actual festival itself. This is
I guess it is because
Yeah.
a few days before.
Yeah, we're just getting warmed up.
okay.
yeah.
Okay, this
Yeah.
is the warm up,
Well,
the
yeah.
pre-festival festival.
Yeah. Well, and I do like to tell people we're Irish all year round, so
Yeah.
we don't
Yeah.
just keep it to the 17th. So yeah.
Exactly. What else are you playing, Michael?
So I play a lot of solo and duo gigs in around Toronto,
Okay.
in Paris, things like that. I tour with my band then in the States. I'll be back again this summer, playing at the Iowa Irish Fest in August and things like that. So I'm still trying to get. I'm doing the visa application now, which is the annoying stuff you have to do in the background. But yeah, I'll be back in the States for our third year this summer.
Okay.
So the States is a lot, and we're trying to plan an East Coast tour in September, East Coast of Canada. So fingers crossed, it'll all come together.
Yeah.
A lot of hustling,
Yeah. You'll love it out there.
Yeah, I've
I
been
hope
there
you come
before.
back.
Yeah, I just never not gigging out there, but it's
Right.
beautiful out there. Very similar to the west of Ireland.
Right.
People are more laid back, I think, and a bit friendlier.
And then upcoming for the festival itself, you'll be here in
That's right.
Waterloo region, Kitchener-Waterloo, to
Oh,
play where and when.
We'll be. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's what you were asking me. There I am talking about things in the future.
And that's good to know.
Oh, yeah.
you know.
Bring me back to earth. Yes. Friday, March 14th, we'll be playing at the Registry Theatre. We played last year, so that's
Okay.
myself. It's not a solo gig. It's myself and my band,
That's you and your band.
Michael Darcy and the Atlantic Tramps. So I'll have a tenor banjo player with me, a fiddle player, and an uilleann piper. So it's going to be a beautiful night, I think. It was close to a sellout last year, I think. So we're hoping for the same again this year. So yeah, there are the two shows. I mean, on the 5th, the open mic, and then my band playing on the 14th. So come on out.
Okay.
The more the merrier.
Yeah, lots of other venues and lots of other music. Right. Have you got another tune for us, Mike?
Why not? Yeah. I'll do another original song I wrote. This will be on the new album again. A song about, I suppose, a nostalgic song about growing up in Ireland in the 90s.
Okay.
I suppose there's two Irish isms that I should explain because people won't know what I'm talking about. Jumpers. Do you know what a jumper is?
Well, I would think that would be somebody who is looking to launch themselves off the end of a building.
No, you're way off. No, we call sweaters jumpers. So I don't know why, but so when I write about two jumper goalposts, it's when you're a kid playing football or soccer, you don't have goalposts, everyone just puts down 2 sweaters.
Right.
They're the imaginary goalpost. There's always an argument then. Was it a
I've done
goal?
that.
Did it hit the post?
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm talking about when I'm singing about jumpers. And then I mentioned another, an old Irish TV soap drama. It ran during the 80s and 90s and maybe early 2000s. It was called Glenroe. It was an agricultural. It was very innocent for its time. You know, it wasn't very risque. But it was from 8:30 to 9 p.m. every Sunday night. But when the theme tune hit at 9 o'clock, that was officially the weekend over, and that meant you got to go to bed, school.
Oh,
So
okay.
anyway, I said I'd explain that before. It's a song called Long Summer Days. The good times roll like those green hills that held us. Our world was small and easy to explore. Your mind's eye or a bicycle could take you anywhere. The innocence of a youth needs nothing more. We fought for World Cup glory on the battlefields, with just 2 jumper goalposts and a ball. Often staring out the window at the storm clouds in July, wondering would that sun come out at all. Long summer days, running a wild and free, the young heart's not yet tainted by true love's frailties. Butterflies in your belly from that twinkle in her eye. Back when see you later never really meant goodbye. Family together on those Sunday nights, sitting around the turf fire all aglow. The sound of forgotten homework like a death knell in your ear when you heard the theme tune from Glenroe. Long summer days, running a wild and free, the young heart's not yet tainted by true love's frailties. Butterflies in your belly from the twinkle in her eye. Back when see you later never really meant goodbye. Every young fledgling slow to trust its wings still knows that one day they'll rise up and go. So I tried to take in at the raindrops on my skin to remind me of these things that I'll always know. Like long summer days, running a wild and free, the young heart's not yet tainted by true love's frailties. The butterflies in your belly from the twinkle in her eye. Back when see you later never really meant goodbye. The butterflies in your belly from the twinkle in her eye. Back when see you later never really meant goodbye.
That's Michael Darcy, live on air in studio performance. Michael will be appearing in the Irish Real Life Festival. Along with Michael, I've got Nally in the studio too, one of the organisers with the Irish Real Life Festival. How'd you get involved with that?
Oh, well, how did I get involved?
You lost a bet? No.
Yeah, right. You know what? One St. Patrick's Day, we were looking for something to do. We said, well, let's go watch an Irish film or watch some theatre. And there was nothing happening. It was all, fun pub shenanigans. And we're like, oh, that's weird. There's absolutely nothing out there. So I thought, well, let's put something on so that we can go to it and have alternatives, right? Like I love a good pub night, but
Okay. So you've been with
more to
Irish
it.
Real Life Festival right from the very start.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, very much so. And part of the decision to put things on too was the sort of bad reputation that the 17th has around the universities. Well, we all know the street that the big party happens on, and that was the only sort of. I would hear people saying, "Oh, I hate St. Patrick's Day. Oh, I hate," And I was like, "That is not St. Patrick's Day. That's students having a spring blowout, right?" Mm-hmm. And so it was partly a response to that. Just that we needed to repair that relationship of what people thought Irish culture was.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's on a Monday this year, St. Patrick's Day. Mm-hmm. So does that put a bit of a kink in the festivities? Because I would think that having the big blowout day on a weekend would be better for the Irish festival.
You know what? I mean, we have a good time any night. It doesn't have to be the 17th. And it's funny because talking to a lot of people, Irish friends in the region, they were like, "Oh, I don't even go out on the 17th. It's so wild out there, and it doesn't mean anything to me, right?" And so, they're doing their own form of celebrating. And so the 17th, no, for us, you can celebrate any night.
Okay.
And this year on the 17th, we have comedy, so it's not like it's going to be a big, piss up, as they say.
Yeah.
I think you can say that on the radio.
Can I? Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure.
You said it.
Too late now. Yeah.
Okay, so that's on the 17th, comedy night on the 17th. The weekend, the 15th and 16th, lots of music, I'll bet.
Mm-hmm. Music, art classes, all kinds of fun things.
And how about in the middle of the week? How will people be coming out? Will they have the time? Will they? Aren't they too baffed out from working all day to come out and celebrate Irish culture and festivals?
Well, I hope not. I mean, it's beautiful music. I mean, all you have to do is sit there and absorb it. So, I mean, I do it. I'm going to be working all day and going to this at night. It's like it doesn't require much from people to sit there and enjoy music.
Right.
So yeah, I hope lots of people come out. We're going to keep it not too late, and it's just to give people a little taste throughout the week.
Can find the Irish Real Life Festival online at irishreallifekw.com.
Yeah.
A nice website that gives us lots of information about all the different things that are happening. Big upcoming event section, February Cayley, a meetup, another family Cayley, conversations with Padraig O'Twana and Clarence Catchee.
Oh, that was a few years ago, yeah.
Well, that's a past event. I can see that on there now. Yeah. So, lots of things happening. You've got the website there. You're on the social medias. Mm-hmm. Where can we find you on the social?
Oh, we're on the Instagram and Facebook and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Provide a set of links to all those in the show notes, which you'll be able to see at radiowaterloo.ca/ccc. Hope to have them up this weekend before the festivities start.
Wonderful.
And then people can find you from there on the website and all the different venues that are going on as well. So remind us again, it's from the 8th?
The 8th to the 17th.
All right.
Yeah.
And happening at, name me some of the venues again.
Yeah, so Boathouse. We also have a jam session at the Boathouse, as well as the dinner on the 9th. The Registry Theatre from the 10th to the 17th. Conrad Centre. KW Art Gallery Community Room. I think that might be it.
Okay, well, that's
enough.
That's enough?
How does it work for admission? Is it free admission all around, or is there paid attendance, paid admission to some of these venues?
Yeah, so we try to keep it accessible. We don't want culture to be kind of behind a paywall, if that makes sense.
That
It's
makes
really
a lot of
important.
sense,
And you know what? If you're not familiar with it and you just want to check it out, like sometimes, a $25 ticket might stop that. Yeah. So we do a pay what you can. And that's worked out great for the past couple of years. We have people who are like, I know this band, I love them, I'll pay $40 to see them. And then we have people coming out paying $10 because they're like, I don't know if I'm going to like this. And then they come out and they also it feels more welcoming that it's accessible that way. We're also mindful that, the economy and COVID really did a number on people.
Right.
And culture shouldn't be only for the well off. So we work on getting a lot of funding, and that helps supplement that as well, so that we can pay people a decent amount.
Going for the community grants and things like that. That's got to be a bit of a job all by itself.
Oh, it is. It is, yeah. There's some good grants coming out of Ireland. Culture Ireland has a grant that we brought over storytellers with last year.
Okay.
Because they really want to share the culture outside of Ireland as well. So every now and then we get a wee bit of money from them. Heritage Canada tries to promote, different cultures as well. So sometimes we're lucky with that one. But you can't, you never know with grants, right?
Right. So when it's all said and done, and the 17th has come and gone, how soon do you start planning for next year?
Ooh, well, oftentimes during the festival, we're kind of inspired. We think, we should get this, group out, or, what do we think about this for next year? And so the wheels start turning, but I mean, we do take a wee bit of time off. We're pretty tapped out afterwards.
I can imagine. Yeah. And then it'll gear up again for next year. So next year will be the 11th. Version of it, yeah. Is this a particularly long session? I mean, 10 days is a long time to have a single cultural festival. I mean, I'm not complaining about it. It sounds really great.
Yeah.
Special for the 10th year?
No, we tend to have a fair few events. Yeah. And part of that was the model of having different venues and businesses wanting to have something other than a sort of a cliche Irish bar band singing the songs that Michael was talking about, that the Irish eyes are smiling and all that. So it was...
Won't make you play that, Michael.
I don't know it.
So sometimes they reach out to us and say, hey, we want to, can you guys help us program something? We want to show something that's, not kind of cheesy.
Well, that shows you've made it in the community. If people are reaching out to you to help put on their venues, or put on their festival, that's great.
Because they're wanting to be respectful as well, right, to the culture.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How do you go about getting the venues for the ones that didn't approach you?
Some of them we've had relationships for a while. Some of them we pitched something. The Boathouse was perfect with their revamped sound and production and stuff that they're doing there with good co-productions are great. So basically I walked over and I said, hey, are you guys interested in doing something like this? Like, that's a great setting for, the Van Morrison event. Right. So we try to spread it out around the region. It's just whatever the space and the programming has to fit together, right?
Yeah. You wouldn't want to do dancing in the Boathouse necessarily. I don't think there's enough room.
Sure, you never know. But, we try to be mindful of the right place.
So March in Canada can be fairly slushy and miserable. Would you be doing something in the summertime that you can do outside in the sunshine, in the heat, rather than having to bundle up and wear our heavy boots to do dancing?
Should organise an outdoor Cayley.
Oh yeah,
in the summer.
Lovely. Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Cayley's on the grass.
Probably not, but it should, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be lovely. I think that'd be great to do. I know the St. Patrick's Day celebration in Toronto. They have one in July, out on the island there.
They do. I played that. I know those lads are. September, I think sometimes they have it.
September.
They try and do the halfway to St. Paddy's Day.
Yeah.
To try and.
Well, Michael said that there's a lot of Irish culture in Toronto, but I don't recall them having a 10-day festival.
No, most people tend to keep it to either one day or like the weekend. But we were finding that it sort of it got people thinking about the actual day differently. If they, were listening to music or seeing films or going to speaker panels, so that when they came to the day, they sort of had a better understanding of why it's so important.
Right. So a lot of education there, as well as just enjoyment of the culture and the food and the dancing.
So one talk we are doing this year is about diaspora relationships, and we have a professor from St. Michael's College at U of T, who specializes in the history of Irish immigrants.
Okay.
And he'll be talking about that relationship between the First Nations peoples and the Irish immigrants that came over after the famine. So we are like touching on that, but that's also there's some good stories in there, like the good relationship in there that's lasted generations, hundreds of years.
It's amazing because a lot of places don't bother making the effort that Sue is making. You know, like they advertise shamrocks and shillelaghs and green beer and all that stuff drives me mental. You know, and then after March 17th, they're done for another year and they don't care. They don't want to hear about it. I mean, I wish every town would make the effort that the IRL Festival are making because it's genuine, you know.
Yeah. I'll tell you something that we're lacking here on the radio station. We have no Irish cultural programming on our schedule at all.
Oh, no.
So if you wanted to do something about that, you know, start an Irish show on the radio. You know, bring in guests, talk about the history, some of the cultural, exactly, and it's available. You know, we're a community radio station, so anybody can start a show. Just go to
That's dangerous.
radiowaterloo.ca.
Let's do it.
Start a show, and then you know, sign up and
That would be great.
come in and do something on the radio on a regular basis. You know, it's
Okay.
the diaspora is out there all year long, and the festival is only the 10 days. I mean, I'm talking about, you know, the longest Irish festival I've ever heard of, 10 days long. I'm talking about it's only 10 days long.
Yeah. Well, when you think about it, it's the fourth largest population in the region. And
Oh, really?
the population of Toronto doubled after the famine with the immigrants that came over. Montreal, hundreds of thousands of people of Irish descent. Like it's, I don't think sometimes people realize how prevalent it is here. So yeah, maybe a radio station will get people thinking about that a bit more.
You could do that.
Do a little radio show.
You could do that. All right, so one more time. The festival takes place from
8th to 17th.
of March, so that's from Saturday to Monday, a week after that. March 17th being St. Patrick's Day, being celebrated here in a more traditional, culturally aware form than we frequently see. And there's music, dancing,
Comedy.
comedy on
Art
the 17th.
classes.
Right.
Yeah. There's a comedian from Dublin, Fiona O'Brien. She's been on CBC a lot. And then Vicky Mullally, who was a writer for 22 Minutes. She's originally from Newfoundland. So they are going to be hilarious.
Oh, nice. I think I've heard of Fiona O'Brien, actually. Yeah, she's very funny. Yeah.
She's great. Yeah.
And Michael Darcy playing at a drop-in this week. And then
Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, come on.
Play me out, Michael.
Yeah.
And then I'll give the end credits. I want to thank Michael Darcy for coming in, doing a live on-air in-studio performance, and Sue Nally for coming in and telling us a whole bunch of stuff about Irish culture and the festival. My name is Bob Jonkman. You've been listening to CKMS Community Connections for the 28th of February 2025. CKMS Community Connections is a production of Radio Waterloo. It's sponsored by Radio Waterloo. The executive producer is Jennifer Strong. Associate producer is Jeff Stager. Sometime host is Ritika Sharmali, and we hope to have more hosts from the radio station on for future episodes. CKMS Community Connections airs every Monday morning at 11 o'clock and Friday afternoons, alternate weeks at 3 p.m. See you next time.